All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. And of course, for those of you who are tuning in to our very special podcast, this is the Eye Hypnosis Life Coaching Journeys. You know that these are curated stories. We, literally span and literally scan the length and breadth of our country. And as of last week, we even went international. So our intention is to find some truly amazing healers, coaches, people who are on this journey of healing and coaching, and bring them to you through our studios, where you get to be inspired by them. You get to be reminded that all of us are truly very, very fortunate to do this kind of work. And of course, with me and with us today, we have a very special guest. This is, of course, your cue, Ayushi. You can turn on your camera. And a very warm welcome to you, Aayushi. So thank you for making the time to be here on our pod.
Thank you so much for having me. I am 100% sure it's going to be a very interesting experience for me and everyone watching. So it's going to be great. I'm
Awesome.
very excited.
Awesome. I love that. Something I must say, and I remember, we've literally, uh, so far, this is the second time that we're meeting. We spoke yesterday briefly in preparation of today's pod. And I mentioned this to you yesterday as well, that, um it's like I have this radar when it comes to people's energy. And I mentioned this to you yesterday, and I know for a fact that today, people out there, whether it's people who know you or people who will get to meet you like this for the very first time, they get to, really tune into your energy, tap into your energy, because you have this natural, like energy is natural, but sometimes people block it. You, on the other hand, you just, flow. So I'm also like them, looking forward to hearing your story and, get to know you better. So to start this off, let me ask it like this. It's like, so when someone says, okay, so Ayushi, what do you do? Uh, what's your answer?
Okay, firstly, thank you for the flattery. Beautiful. Good way to start. What do I do? I think I just try to become my best version and help
Mhm.
people do the same. That is
Nice.
my motto in life. So, professionally, I'm now a self growth coach and I'm a certified healer
Mm,
internationally.
mm,
But I don't like the labels. So,
mm.
like I said, I'm the flowy person.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I just try to acknowledge all the knowledge that I've gathered and impart it to as many people as possible in actionable steps,
Mm,
because already there's information overload. So I want
mm.
it to be simple, fun, and executable, because
Nice.
most people know a lot but can't do a lot, and I was
Right.
one of them because they're
Mm,
stuck in a loop of a lot of things.
correct.
So that's my goal in life. I want
Amazing.
to help as many people as possible doing just what they can do best.
Right. Awesome. So, just by the sound of it, um, your the way you've discussed it, and or rather the way you've described what you do, I know that this is not something that happened overnight, right? This is something that you have been, probably through a series of discoveries. You have, started to understand who you are, what you're meant to do, and now you've started to do more and more of that over a period of time. So, as with any great story, let's go back in time and take us back as you want to, as far back as you feel called to, and walk us through like what was that journey like, because this is like seeing you like this. We are seeing that version that is now, strong, and you have that clarity about what you do and why you do it and how you do it. But take us back in time to how your life led you through various maybe milestones, maybe ups, maybe downs, but what was all of that that led you to where you are today?
I like the way you approach the question. And yes, definitely not an overnight thing. But I always say this to my clients also, that
Mm,
no one is always 100% clear,
Mm.
and you're always in transition, and I
Correct.
love the transitions.
Mm.
But yes, there have been some specific events, milestones
Mm.
that led
Mm.
me to the journey that I'm on now.
Mm. Mm.
But if I describe the Ayushi till grade 12th, so she was
Mm.
a very shy, introverted girl,
Mm.
afraid of almost everything except
Mm.
things that usually people are afraid of.
Mm.
So she was really in a shell,
Mm.
like many women are. As we speak, maybe some might be already relating to this.
Mm.
I was afraid to be myself.
Mm.
I didn't pursue the things I wanted to. I wasn't good at taking decisions. I
Mm.
was basically lost, depressed, and
Mm.
suicidal, if I put into
Wow.
adjectives. But
Mm.
then after grade 12, so I'm from a small town called Baitul in Madhya
Mm.
Pradesh, and it's a very small conservative town. So you know how it goes in tier 2, tier 3 places. Well,
Mm.
so not many opportunities, not liberal people,
Mm.
which is how I am. I don't know how I landed here. Maybe to just do the awakening. And
Right.
I'm completely opposite to most people in the locality.
Mm.
I think that's my plus. But being to the point, I always felt out of place. And this is again something that most women will and most people will relate
Mm.
to if they're relating to me. So first transition happened when in second semester of my bachelor's degree, I was doing
Mm.
science math, and I joined karate because I was my
Wow.
father could see that you're I'm being depressed and I'm like no interest in anything. So he found out from somewhere and just put me in the karate class because he knew I was kind of watching action movies. I was
Mm.
interested in all of those. And then the click happened. I started opening up. I evolved as a person.
Mm.
I used to think that introverts can't be good communicators, can't be good speakers. They
Mm.
all, I found out I love connecting with people. The only
Mm.
fact that I didn't know was I am very selective. I'm a choosy person. So I
Mm.
don't connect with everyone. I connect with specific kind of people. And
Mm.
I found them. Then I went to the nationals as a karate player. Then I went for coaching in Bhopal. I cleared some competitive exams. Then I started teaching in multiple international schools. So I did my master's in English because I loved the literature, the language, the stories
Mm.
theatrically. And but when I landed in a job that I was supposedly going to be in,
Mm.
but I didn't feel any satisfaction there. I was like,
Mm.
I can do more. Many people must be having this that I can do more. I'm meant for something
Mm.
better. I can deliver more. So that was a frustrating 4 5 years.
Mm.
And then COVID hit, and
Mm.
I started exploring online options. And
Right.
then I started public speaking. Then Siddharth Rajshekhar came into the picture. I started my coaching journey. Then I started public speaking. I went into some events. I become among the top 100 speakers of the country. That opened a lot of things. And then another magical person, Mitesh sir, came into my life. And then I got certified for Ho'oponopono healing. And
Mm.
then it clicked for the very first time when I healed a person. I was doing a lot of free healings. That's when I hit, like I healed a lady for free. She was having some knee pain for 10 years, and in one session it got healed completely, and I was shocked myself. I didn't know I could do that. And that was the moment when I was like, yes, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life in whatever way possible. So then my self growth journey actually started, and now I'm like on a hunt, anything and everything I can do to embrace and improve my personality and help people do the same. So, in short, not very short, but in brief, this has been the journey.
Wow. Amazing. And you've given us like a whistle stop, like a really, like a 2x speed, journey through from where you were, as you said, from somewhere around till 12th grade. And then there were these, series of experiences that you had, and they kind of shaped you along the way, right?
Yes.
Maybe even before we go into the next segment, though of course we could talk more about what you do today, but the reason why I'm also asking you this is because a lot of times, when we're going through it, we don't necessarily remember all of it, and later as well, when we're reflecting back on it, we sometimes kind of like speed through the experience of it, right? But there's a lot of hidden jewels in each of those experiences. So
Yeah.
since you mentioned a couple of these milestones. Uh, Walk us through like what was it like when, and you use the word click. So it's interesting that that's almost like a theme in your story, which we'll come to in a second. So when you had that first click, when it was the karate, you went for class, and then something in that journey clicked. What was that like? Like, walk us through that phase when something just clicked.
Okay. So there are a lot of funny stories. There are a lot of depressive stories and good ones.
Mm,
So was the key learning was that I can push through my limits. That was the lesson, the discipline I learned, because most women and I, for one, used to underestimate myself a lot. And now I know that how you see yourself, the world is gonna see you exactly like
mm,
that. That was, I think, the first learning that you can be more if you just take the chance. That was something that hit. Then the first day that I went, I was in such a bad state because of my mental and physical breakdowns. I was not at all taking care of myself. I
mm.
almost fainted the first day.
Wow.
So that was one. Second day I
Mm,
went and we were practicing on stairs or something, and some
mm.
small glass came to my toe and it fell
Whoa.
right in the center of it. Third day I went with a bandage, a proper putty.
Wow.
And from there to I crossed a gold medal in district in like 3 months. And then in
Wow.
6 months, I did in state level. I got a gold
Mm,
again in team kata. Then I qualified for the nationals. And in I think a year or like 14, 15 months, I was playing nationally. And
wow.
I think this is something I manifested subconsciously. I didn't know about
Mm,
manifestation at that
mm.
time. But in school, I always used to say that someday I will learn karate or kung fu or something like that, because
Wow.
I used to watch a lot of Jackie Chan movies when I
Mm,
was little. So that happened.
mm,
And other than that, when I was going for my nationals, there were some exams, and I have been a very studious girl, like
mm,
very diligent student.
mm.
I shouldn't have been. I would have been. It would have favored me more. But for the first time in my life, I left my college exams, two of the exams, and I went for the nationals, and I didn't win. I won two bouts, which is like the two fights, and uh, facing two states of the country, and then I lost. And I was literally crying throughout my journey in return. Now, when I see back to it, okay, wow, now it's hitting. I
Right?
knew what was wrong. Yeah, yeah, now it's hitting. So, actually, the way you react to the failures is more
Mm,
important.
mm,
And I did not see it at that point of time. Now that I see it, had I been successful there, I would have gone on, maybe would have become an international player, but then I wouldn't have reached here. I wouldn't be helping thousands of people. I wouldn't be guiding people. And maybe the people I help and guide can reach multiple global
mm,
platforms. And I can be on multiple global platforms that only karate couldn't have taken me.
mm,
And significantly, again, karate has been something that just pops in my life multiple times. So it's been 7 years. I have not been practicing properly, like professionally,
mm.
but I'm still going to recreate something with karate and dance, because flow is, like
Nice.
you said, my thing. And I think this can be something literally new in the country, I suppose. So that's what I'm working on right now, to combine movements, karate and dance, in a way that it can heal you from your
Mm,
limitations, from your obstacles, your mental barriers, because it
mm,
does that anyway. So I'll just
mm.
connect it with neuroscientific techniques. And that's why I chose the word neurosomatic healing. Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. We'll come back to neurosomatic healing. We'll sort of like put a pin on it for the moment because that's a beautiful, um, you know, area to sort of deep dive into. But before we get to that, so that was like one of those milestones, right? Where karate just kind of, you manifested it. You, let's say you thought about it and then you manifested it to the point where you actually ended up doing it in spite of all the micro limitations. Day one, day two, day three, and then here you go 3 months later, 6 months later,
The best limitation is right before the tournament, because you have to push so hard,
right?
4 hours every
Yeah,
single day,
yeah,
broken hands, legs,
yeah,
blood lip, and all of
yeah.
that. But yes, I think that laid the foundation of my confidence. Like now,
Mm,
when I go to events, people
mm,
say, come across as a very confident person. I said, you should have met me when I was 17.
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
you
So
get to meet the
that's
public.
one very, very powerful phase of your life. Walk us through the second phase, like you mentioned in when you were sharing that, you started, if memory serves me right, you said you started working and then you realized that this was not for you, right? That. What was that?
You got it right on point. So that was actually my second, like I think one of the lowest points of my entire life, because nothing was going in my favor at
Mm,
that point of time. I had literally like was like, "Ki, let's just end this life. Maybe next one would be
mm,
better." It was like that bad because I was in a job I hated. I wasn't paid well. There were a lot of complications in the family.
mm,
My mother's health conditions were not good. I was facing a lot of health challenges. Like literally, there was nothing I would look forward to. I would
mm,
literally sit in the bus that gets us to the school as teachers, and I was like, "Why am I doing this? Why am I
mm,
even here?" And that constant questioning used to be there. So, as they say, it always gets worse before it gets better.
mm,
So that's what happened, and then it got better. So one thing is that when you're in the worst phase, look out for the challenges that can become your opportunities.
mm,
That's exactly what's going to change the situation.
mm,
I think I somehow caught one of them. Maybe I missed
mm,
a lot because of the state I was in.
mm.
But the one that I caught just framed a very bright and better future for
Ah,
me. So I was in a depressive state. My mother was in a depressive state.
mm,
We lost my maternal uncle and my maternal grandmother to COVID. It was a very tough
mm,
time for the entire family.
right.
And of course, there were some financial issues here and there,
Mm,
and some familial issues. And then most of the issues that you carry in yourself, in your own
mm,
energy, maybe past trauma or generational trauma, or maybe past
mm,
life traumas as well. So
mm,
something of those sorts were happening.
mm,
And then I started with online teaching. I did my first uh, healing workshop after I joined
mm,
proper coaching community. That was Dr. Meghna Dixit.
mm,
I think that was the transition point which actually introduced me that, oh, neuroscience is something that can help you get out of these states, because
mm,
I was totally unaware that this works in this way. Like it's all subconscious programming, and
mm,
actually it's me, my energy, my blocks, my traumas that are attracting these situations. That
mm,
was my first bulb on which started my actual healing journey,
mm,
which later led to spiritual journeys as well.
mm,
But that 3 days, those were life transforming for me, and
mm,
that triggered a lot of things. Okay, this is how it works. And I think that was also something that subconsciously planted a seed
mm,
in my brain that maybe I'm meant to be into healing.
mm,
But still, at this point, I'm talking 2020, 21. I
mm,
had no idea about healing. I would,
mm,
if you had asked me then also, which is not too far away, it's like
mm,
3 years. I would have never said that I would be a healer or a life coach or self
mm,
coach or something like that. But that was the starting point.
mm. Right. Interesting. So that was sort of like the start. And what happened after that?
So after that, I got hooked. I got
Mm,
addicted to the right thing. And then I just kept taking workshops and kept upgrading myself. Then I got certified by Mitesh sir for Ho'oponopono and EFT healing.
mm,
And that literally transformed me 360-degree, my life 360-degree. And I can swear by the techniques. They have literally changed everything inside and outside me.
mm,
And thank you from the bottom of my heart to Indu ma'am and Mitesh sir, because they crafted the curriculum in a way where you have to forcefully heal other people.
mm,
Otherwise, I would have never thought of it or done
mm,
that, because I
mm.
actually joined for my self healing, because I was going through a lot of stuff.
Correct.
And that I think every coach's journey starts like that.
Mm,
But because I was forced to heal others, I did a lot of free healings. And then people came back to me
mm,
like, you did something magical, like this is happening, that is happening. I was
mm.
like, oh, I'm kind of good at this. Let's do a little more, because
Right.
public speaking communication was not working that well, uh,
Mm,
monetary wise. Otherwise, I
mm,
always enjoyed teaching.
mm.
Then I had met Suren sir. So he also guided me that
mm,
this funnel does not work in the long run. It's not scalable. So I was already thinking, okay, what else I can do? So I was
mm,
exploring there, and it just right thing at the right time. So divine timing. And
mm.
then it just started. I started doing paid sessions, which led to course creations. Then I did batches, and then I trained other people, so they are healing other people now. Then I
Nice.
got international clients. Now the techniques that we do, that I learned from Mitesh sir in India, which are specifically what he
Mm,
designed. It's not from the original
mm,
people who invented or
mm,
read Ho'oponopono, which is Dr.
mm,
Joe Vitale,
mm,
etc. And now, because he generated some 8,000 amazing healers in our
mm.
country, now we are teaching international healers, and they are
Nice.
providing this in Greece, in Spain, in
Mm,
UK, US. So this is, I think, my biggest achievement, I would say.
mm.
And now it's a ripple effect. Now nothing and no one can stop this.
Nice. Beautiful. So now tell us more about the, you called it, what do you say, neurosomatic? Was that the expression you used?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us more about like what is neurosom and how do you call it? Neurosomatic method or technique or what do you call it?
Okay, so I was actually researching a lot from the books and on Chat GPT, if I'm being
Huh.
honest, not too long ago, just a few months.
Mm,
And I
mm,
came across this word, this thing that neurosomatic healing is a thing, and not much research has done uh,
right.
in India as of now.
Mm,
And then
mm,
I read about it, I kept on understanding what it is.
mm,
And then again, click is the word of my life.
mhm.
Clicked.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
this is exactly what I'm doing with different things. And then,
Mm,
of course, one of the things that I loved dancing when I was a kid, but again,
mm,
conceptual things, then societal pressures. So, good girls don't dance, you can't make dance
mm,
a profession, all of that. So, I never pursued it. And then I think after 23, 24 years, when age wise I'm talking, then I started connecting with dance. I took some dance workshops as well recently. Also, I'm right now I'm also
nice.
attending dance workshops, so I can connect it to
Mm,
feeling, and I can
correct.
understand how it works
Mm,
scientifically,
mm,
neurologically,
mm,
how I can connect it in my healing thing. So
nice.
everything is learning in multiple levels, and now F
Beautiful.
dots are connecting.
Mm,
So when I learned more about neurosomatic healing, neuro means neurons, basically the nerves
mm,
of out of which our entire nervous system is made up of.
mm,
And somatic is movement, basically
mm,
body movement. So
mm,
anything that we are doing in healing, whether it is breath work, it's EFT, which is tapping,
mm,
Hopono, which is our words vocabulary,
mm,
in combination with our connection with breath and heart,
mm,
and the
mm,
karate that I connected it with, that okay, that also healed me
mm,
without me knowing it. That gave me the confidence, the limitless, you know upfront behavior that I
mm,
have now. And then I thought through everything that
mm,
I've learned, and I was like, everything is connected to neurons and is
mm,
connected to movement.
mm.
This is exactly what I've been doing all this time,
Correct.
so why not
Correct.
call it that? And
Mm,
anyway, there is no pioneer of neurosomatic healing in India as of now.
mm.
Why not be the first? And
Nice.
that was it. So now this is my
Amazing.
mission.
Yeah.
And now I am just going all out to find as
Mm,
many evidences from wherever I can. And then,
mm.
of course, I found some amazing friends, amazing mentors, people like you who just guide me through amazing things. And everything is just aligning now.
Wow. Powerful. So, maybe now we'll take it from a slightly different angle because you talked about, being a student and then from a student you've more and more become the practitioner, become the teacher as well, become the trainer as well, right? So there are like these different facets to your journey. The reason also why I'm pointing it out and asking you these questions is because when people like us, people who watch this are people who are coaches and healers. So primarily, right? And so the idea being that, when they listen to your story, it will inspire them. It will remind them that, hey, this is happening in my journey as well. So if Ayushi was able to, like connect the dots, then maybe, mera number aaya, not
Nice.
aega, but it's come, right? So that's why I'm very curious to know how, how these, these three tracks have been working for you. Where, like you said, you've been, uh, from student, you've been now teaching people, you've been certifying people, so you're building your community. And also, maybe sort of in the mix, you can throw in your perspective on community, because I'd love to know how you're building your tribe, your community, where you are today.
Thank you for asking that. That's a beautiful question. So I would always identify as a student and a teacher.
Mm.
When I was in grade six, at that time also I was teaching my cousins and other students.
Ah,
Grade 10, I was literally teaching math to 60% of the people in my class.
wow.
So I've always been an inherent learner and teacher, and I always will
Ah.
be it. And like I said, we are always in transition.
Mm.
But the community, that is really where the magic happens. I
Mm.
experienced it firsthand in Sid's community.
Mm.
I think the power of connecting people at the right time when
Mm.
they actually need it,
Mm.
nothing is a better service than that.
Mm.
I got it, I experienced it firsthand, and I knew
Mm.
I had to do this. And now, when I see people from
Mm.
different countries, different states, different languages, different backgrounds, and
Mm.
now they are literally exchanging their knowledge, exchanging their
Mm.
services, they are valuing each other, they are keeping each other accountable.
Mm.
Is coaching journey is a roller coaster, healing journey is
Mm.
a roller coaster, and you cannot escape the low days.
Mm.
How you act there defines everything. And
Yeah.
when you have a community backing you up, being
Mm.
there when nothing's going right, you're not
Mm.
thinking about anything, you're completely confused, everything seems to be just irritating you and making you cranky.
Mm.
Especially women. That's why I cater to women. I know exactly how it feels.
Right.
We are amplified beings. I would admit that.
Mm. Very true. Yeah.
So when I see them holding each other's ground and just being
Mm.
there and just keeping each other accountable,
Mm.
and then when they share their results, their achievements,
Mm.
the look on their face, the videos they send, they're like, "Oh, I did this, and this happened, and this happened. I got another client, and this."
Mm.
That is my daily dose of happiness. I don't need anything or anyone else. Just
Mm.
it.
Mm.
That's like, and if you're a healer, coach, anything, just ask yourself this question: if you're not getting a penny paid for this, will you still do it?
Mm.
If the answer is yes, please just do it. Leave everything else. Don't listen to anyone, what everyone, because it came to my mind multiple times. You're not getting,
Mm.
regular payments for a long time, and you're coming from
Mm.
background and a habit that monthly income honi chahiye, itna paisa
Mm.
types of things.
Correct.
And when that just goes away
Mm. Mm.
totally, you have no idea if you will be able to make ends meet and all of that.
Correct.
An intense pressure. If you're
Mm.
willing to take that and still willing to help people selflessly,
Mm.
only then you're qualified to be a healer. Otherwise, heal for your family or whatever. But
Mm.
if you're doing this particular thing, you
Mm.
have to be selfless and giving and
Mm.
find happiness in others' happiness and successes. And I think
Mm.
that just makes you a better human. And that's the
Mm.
ultimate journey. So, yeah.
Awesome. So you said something right now which is very, very important in the life of a coach and a healer, of course, right? And I would say healer more than coach, because there are these sort of societal tags that a lot of us have absorbed knowingly or unknowingly, right? Coaching, you can still treat it as there's business coaching, financial coaching. So the exchange of money is not frowned upon, or not sort of looked at differently. But especially when you talk about anything to do with healing, as you said, there is the service element. But I'd love to know, and I'm curious to hear your story of from being someone who's employed, which means as an employee, the agreement or the contract is you do work, you get paid, right? And you know as
Yeah.
things would be, you get paid every month, on the same day. And as long as the company is doing that, that's one of the ways in which they're able to retain you. That's usually how it works. But when you're, especially as a healer and of course as a coach, I'd love to hear your perspective on this whole concept of money, and asking for money because you're offering a service, right? you're helping somebody. It's your time, it's your energy, and it's so much more. And so, what's your philosophy? And also what's your journey been? Maybe the early days versus where you are today when it comes. And when I say early days, maybe the last 3-4 years of your journey that you've been on. So, what's
Very.
that been like?
Now I'm seeing the hypnosis work here. So this is actually a great challenge for most
Mm,
of the healers,
mm,
including every single healer in my community,
mm,
because healers are inherent natural givers.
mm,
So they don't really know how to ask.
mm,
It's a big problem because
mm,
eventually you're just giving, giving, giving. It becomes a void inside. We are humans. We need
mm,
exchange. That's why
mm,
when we ask for money, we call it energy exchange, not
mm,
price or
mm,
or all of that. It's an energy exchange, literally, because we are literally putting all our heart and energy while we are healing someone.
mm,
But most of the healers are hesitant for the asking thing.
mm,
So same was the case with me
mm,
also. I was very hesitant to ask for
mm,
money specifically. So that obviously created huge problem. Not a regular income, people
mm,
getting healed but not responding, not giving even
mm,
testimonials and just running away. All these things happen. And then another mentor came into my life, who's a dear friend, Karthik Mukherjee.
mm,
So he, when I joined his high ticket program, his inner circle community, so he trained us that he made it a point. You have to build your ask muscle, as he said.
mm,
I think that shifted a lot of things for me
mm,
because as healers, as women, our feminine
mm,
energy is on the high.
mm,
And feminine energy is to give, is to nurture.
mm,
That balance required to be there.
mm,
And that's what the ask muscle does for you. So it's again definitely all on the mind, the neurons. It works
mm,
entire set of reprogramming. Every
mm,
single thing is a reprogramming.
mm,
I will also connect this to three key challenges the healers and coaches will have is the clarity. You don't know exactly where to begin, what to do next, because
mm,
when you are suddenly a healer or coach, you're not just a
mm,
healer or coach, you're also a content creator, you're a podcaster,
mm,
you're a
mm,
YouTuber, then you
mm,
are also PDF creator and all the lead magnet creator, then you have to learn
correct.
marketing as well. And
Mm,
all these skills are necessary if you want to be successful in this,
mm,
especially online.
mm,
That creates a lot of chaos. So time management and clarity are the key challenges, which again led to burnout and
mm,
low pay as well. Because when you're not clear, when you are not managing your time well, sometimes you're preparing a course, sometimes you're delivering sessions, and then
mm,
everything goes for a toss. So this balance, I think I found with understanding the concepts of marketing and all of that.
mm,
Karthik helped with that a lot.
mm,
And then
mm,
I build the ask muscle, then I understand the psychology of money, as they say
mm,
in the book as well, that you
mm,
need to work on your relationship with money as well. Your self-worth
mm,
is the key word here.
mm,
Then
mm.
I, again, like I do with everything, I learned, I applied on myself, and then I just forwarded it to my community.
Nice.
So they replied back with the same, reciprocation and result that, oh,
Mm,
okay, now we got it. So self-worth plus ask muscle plus the right mindset, that will
mm,
give you a steady income as a
mm,
coach as well. Then when we
mm,
apply that formula, now that works. So now we have like again actionable steps to achieve a certain result,
mm,
because systems work, people fail.
mm,
Then we created a system, and then how it works. So
mm,
that was the journey of money.
mm. Wow. I love that. Like there's when you're speaking, there's so much clarity. Like I said, when we spoke even yesterday, there's a um that's the energy that you have, that you're like really, really clear about, what you want, and you're able to go about it in a systematic way, and which is probably one of the reasons why you're seeing the kind of successes that you
Okay, thank you.
are. Right? So, of course, at this point, we could, go two ways. One is maybe if there's a particular program that you're running right now, you could talk about that. Or we could do it sort of in reverse, which is tell us. I mean, I know in passing you've talked about the um, the mentors who came into your life, but this is that segment where we basically focus on the what we call the journey of mentors. So if you go back from from the beginning, who are some of these mentors that came into your life, and who literally, like, when you were looking, they showed up, and then what was that journey like in those sort of micro or those chunks that you experienced over these last so many years?
Yeah. So now that I look back, every single thing that happened in my life has been a
Mm.
stepping stone, and I'm
Yeah,
sure as we speak, it's already happening
yeah,
already.
yeah.
For the future things that I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
So one mentor led to another,
Mm.
and
Mm.
at the perfect time, not a
Correct.
second before or later.
Correct.
When you're
Correct.
ready, the teacher arrives.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Okay, how it happened.
Mm.
So first, over of course, Siddharth sir. That's where my
Mm.
actual journey started. Before
Mm.
that, I don't think I remember anyone as a teacher or a mentor. I'm a
Mm.
like it's like when I talked to Karthik, so he explained it to me according to my astrological chart why I behave
Mm.
a certain way. So he told me that you're a person who does not surrender to a mentor easily,
Mm.
which can be an issue, but it's also good to be choosy because I
Mm.
found the right one, the best ones.
Mm.
And so Sids was the first one. He literally opened my eyes to new opportunities. I would have
Mm.
never seen myself as an online coach.
Mm.
This concept just didn't exist when I came into contact,
Correct.
at least in my surrounding.
Mm. Mm.
And maybe I would like to believe that it's chosen.
Mm.
Otherwise,
Mm.
why would I have like a teacher doing a proper job, just
Mm.
no connection with anything, would just
Mm.
register for a workshop that has
Mm.
nothing to do with anything in her life?
Mm.
That should get interested without thinking. And most of these decisions have been totally impulsive.
Mm.
I got the membership for Siddharth Sir totally impulsively. Then for the Ho'oponopono, same thing.
Mm.
So coming to the second best mentor ever is Mitesh Sir. He
Mm.
literally changed my life from every way possible, in
Mm.
every way possible. So
Mm.
again, when I got into his workshop, I don't even know if it was a live or recorded one. Now I know
Mm.
that, okay, this is how it happened. There are recorded ones also, automated. At
Mm.
that time, I had no idea. So I
Mm.
think it was a recorded one or whatever. But it just shifted something inside.
Mm.
And I was
Mm.
like, okay, whatever I'm dealing with, I don't have to be this way forever. This can help me, this can change me, transform me. And I was only thinking about myself, no one else.
Mm.
And
Mm.
impulsively, I just took the course. And then again, it just shifted a lot of things.
Mm.
And then in the offline event of Siddharth sir, again, I met Karthik. So there's that. Then Dr. Meg, then many other people. Then
Mm.
Saksatya was there. Suren sir got connected. Pooja
Mm.
Puneet ma'am. Imran
Mm.
sir is truly amazing. So there are
Mm.
many people. I'm sorry if I'm missing any name because I've literally
Mm.
learned. There was a phase, that I was totally just jumping from learning to
Mm.
learning. So
Mm.
the full matka flask, food are ready, filled it with water, and then I started spreading it. There are
Mm.
a lot of people. I hope I'm not missing any name. Dr. John D. Martini, we took sessions from him,
Mm.
um, and that gave a lot of things. Dr. Joe Vitale and
Mm.
many people.
Mm.
But these, I think, names that I'm remembering.
Right.
So, huge
Mm.
difference. Great.
Mm. Awesome.
You
So,
sent me on a journey. I went in flight. Don't
like I
worry.
told you, there's the conversational hypnosis.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's why I really love these conversations, because for me, like I told you, it's like an open private secret, meaning that this is one opportunity to get to meet amazing people, to get to make connections, because especially in this day and age, like I'm sure you've attended, like you were there at the retreat, the Freedom Business Retreat, the
Yeah.
FBR, right? Like you can't really have long conversations with people because there's so many people,
Yeah.
and it's like trying to drink from a waterfall. It's pretty hard to do that. So this for me is my way of getting to meet amazing people, and get to connect with them when they're in that journey that they're on. And I get to hear your stories, and more importantly, people. And see, if you ask me like why this podcast exists, primarily because from this point on, whenever someone wants to get to know you, whether they already are in your community or whether they are, you know, let's say wanting to know more about you, this is one resource that they have where they're able to connect with you even before they start working with you, right? Because I'm sure you know this by now, a lot of our decisions are based on trust,
True.
right? So this is one more way for more people to get connected to you and to know that they're in the right space. Like you said, you have some students who are they will just kind of go with the flow, like whatever you tell them they'll do. There are some like us who require, there are more layers before you're willing to do anything,
Yeah.
right? That's why when I was smiling when you said that about
Correct.
your coach who said that you don't follow easily, right? And that's good because there's that discernment that you have, which means you really are taking your time in, not blindly just jumping in, but you're letting your instinct, your intuition, and also your intellect together work, right? So like I said, this is just a bit of an aside, but coming back to very important question, which is and I heard this on Diary of a CEO. There's the very important question that is asked, right? That is there, and that's why I'm asking you the question now, which is there any question that you would have loved for me to have asked you, which I haven't yet?
Oh, fling ball. Okay. No, I think you've been very bang on. Okay. Being okay, let me do a role reversal here. If I
Huh,
was a podcaster, I by the way, we should have a podcast reversed as well.
most definitely.
Let me take the chance to say that. So, okay. So since I am totally, concerning women, I would
Hmm.
have asked myself that how important a role of self-worth and self-image plays,
Hmm.
especially in a woman's life.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
something I asked.
And the answer is
So my answer is it defines your entire life. Every single thing that you attract in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, it
hmm.
is dependent on your self-worth and self-image.
Hmm.
And our society is kind of designed to tarnish it, not just for women, everyone. Putting
Hmm.
labels, barriers, that
Hmm.
quintessential behavior that you're
Hmm.
supposed to. So much
Hmm.
pressure for men, so much shame for women. Do this, do that, the compulsions, and
Hmm.
don't do that. The hesitations, the fear.
Hmm.
See, all the negative emotions basically turns up
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
And most of it is done 2 to 8 years of age. So this is, I think, the cracking point for me, which hurts my heart to the core, but also gives me a mission that
Hmm.
this is what I'm here to change and transform.
Hmm.
So I feel very deeply about this, that if I can just reprogram so much trauma that people are carrying within themselves, then I think the life is worth living. That's the word for me. But if
Hmm.
I stick to the self worth and self image concept, most of which comes from our surrounding,
Hmm.
and no matter how hard people try, there
Hmm.
are gaps there which needs
Hmm.
to be corrected,
Hmm.
and it's not entirely their fault either. And I'm talking about
Hmm.
everyone, the society, the parents, the
Yeah.
school. Lot of fault because I've seen it firsthand. A lot
Hmm.
of crazy stuff up there, but
Hmm.
they are just projecting their own trauma,
Hmm.
which led, again, it connected the dots that healing is so important for every single person, whether they are successful or struggling or anything, because something has to be there that is still stick in your body and your mind, which is holding you back to live fully, and that needs to be corrected.
Hmm.
So, which is why to work on your self worth, your self image with healing,
Hmm.
the number one necessity, especially today.
Hmm.
Because today itself, I had a session with a teenager and
Hmm.
I was blown away with the things that these people are struggling with.
Hmm.
And it's shocking, honestly.
Hmm.
So, now more than ever, the need to work on self worth and self image right from the beginning.
Hmm.
is very, very important, and that can only happen when the parents are healed. Otherwise, they'll just
Right.
project, and generation
Mm,
trauma will never stop.
mm,
So I think one of our mentors said this to me, that you're the chosen one to stop this generational trauma thing, and I would like to just stay true by.
mm, mm. Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, like I said at the beginning of today's pod, that people will be blown away with your energy and be really drawn into your story and learn a lot from what you've shared. And in so many ways, you've gone beyond that, way beyond that. So, firstly, Aishi, thank you for not only taking the time, but for just showing up and being yourself. That really is what makes all the difference. So, it's been an absolute joy, and I'm really glad that we got to connect like this. And as I like to keep saying, picture to abhi baki hai,
Yeah,
right?
divine
It's just
timing.
the beginning. So,
Definitely. So one question that I missed to tell you about
mm,
the workshop is, I do this workshop called Heal to Manifest,
mm,
because many people come to me with this key, ma'am, X dila do, property dila do, job dila do. And I'm like, you can't manifest until you heal. You just can't. And even if you manifest like randomly. जैसे कि मैंने किया. Maybe
mm,
I would have manifested being an international player right from the
mm,
beginning. Joined Karate B earlier if I was clearer and healed about this.
mm,
So, heal to manifest, and many people gave me this feedback that yes, we relate to the title so much that we want to enroll.
mm,
So, if you think that you also need healing to manifest the goals that you desire, then you can just book for that workshop. And
mm,
just confused, if you're just confused, because I was, one of my key mottos and key, I think, slang that I use is, I wish to be the person that I dream and wish that I had
mm,
growing up.
mm,
So I aim and desire to be that person. If you think that you need consultation or like just a friend to talk to who can clear up your head. Recently I heard this, I think, in a Neil, to lend your prefrontal cortex to someone.
mm, mm.
You're so much logic
Yeah,
and that,
true.
so just lend it to someone. I do it
Mm,
all the time. It can be your friend, and they are the best therapists.
mm,
So you can book a one-on-one session just to have the clarity and just lending that free
mm,
cortex,
mm,
or you can join the workshop, whatever rings your bell. So
mm.
I would like to give
Nice.
these two options to you.
Nice, awesome, and of course the links are included. We've already shared them, so it'll show up in the pod, and of course people will be able to see this video even on your channel. So look forward to more people finding you, more people benefiting from all that you're doing and your mission. Because when you watch the replay, you'll notice that point where you were talking about how you see this as your mission. You were literally like lit up like a, as they say, lit up like a Christmas tree. So you're obviously tapped into something very powerful, and it's only going to grow from here. So
I'm going to watch this at least twice.
awesome.
Amazing.
So, as I said before, Aishi, it's been an absolute joy, and wish you all the best. And for those of you who have reached this point of the video, or the live or the recording, just remember that there's something about Ayushi that you have connected with, and so definitely continue on this journey. Her links are included, so follow her on all the social channels, and I'm sure at the right time, like I always say, there's a right program, a right offer for everybody. So sooner or later, you will be able to connect with Ayushi and benefit from all her spirit, all her journey, and continue to be that beacon of hope in this world. So thank you, and as always, to those of you who are watching this, big thank you, because it's your energy that keeps these podcasts happening, that brings amazing guests like we've had Ayushi today. And as always, remember to live your purpose. God bless, and of course, Ayushi, one more time, wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This was literally different, very realistic, not the quintessential way of podcasting. I loved it, and I
Thank
was
you, thank
literally
you.
present through and through, which does not
Yeah.
happen very often, especially nowadays with the attention span. Thank you so much. Now I'm
Awesome.
gonna hold you on. to
Done.
the
So
reversal.
while we're having that conversation, just give me one quick sec while I pause our feeds. So this was, we've got this on YouTube and it'll obviously show up on LinkedIn and
Oh,
Facebook as well. So for now, I'll just end the stream there and I'll be right with you in a second. Okay. And for those who are watching one more time, God bless. And of course, as always, remember
yes.
to live
Tough,
your
tough. May
purpose.
all your dreams manifest in the fastest way.
Yes, absolutely. And with that,